right, we are
Hello.
live. Hi, Paula. Hi, Francisco. So happy to see you today.
Yeah.
And hello,
Yo,
hello,
yo.
everyone.
Hello, hello. Yo, yo, yo.
Hi, everyone. I'm Anna Nightingale, your host for today, and I'm so glad that you're joining us for this session, Talks and Pros, with our amazing Francisco Opazo. And of course, thank you, Paula, for your support. The topic of our today's session is From Members to Co-Owners, Building Communities Everyone Truly Belongs to. So we're going to be kicking things off in a few minutes, but before we do that, please grab some water, get yourself comfortable, settle in, and maybe you could drop in the comment box where you're joining us from. And also, maybe you could drop us some lines to tell us a little bit more about yourself and maybe share your LinkedIn page to connect with your fellow community builders. Hi, connecting from UK. Before we dive in, we wanted to say huge thanks to our sponsors, Bettermode, for supporting our Talks and Pro series. Their help really makes this happen and possible. You can learn a little bit more in the comment section. Paula will be sharing the link to this information. And also, before we begin, there is a few housekeeping items that I wanted to share with you. May 7th, there is going to be demo day with Honeycomb and Bevy, plus networking with Candice Grobler. If you want to learn a little bit more about the platform, please make sure to RSVP for this amazing demo. May 13th, Beyond Marketing with Avital Noller. May 15th, Community Meets with Christina Garnett. And of course, one of the biggest events of the year is London Community Week, which is going to take place from July 8th through July 11th. Please make sure to check out all the events using the link in the comment section. Paula will be sharing our full calendar with our events in this comment section. Make sure to check out all the descriptions to the events and RSVP. These are going to be very, very interesting and informative events that will help you to build your communities even better. And of course, throughout the section, please feel free to drop all your questions for Francisco in the chat. We'll feature as many as possible during our Q&A segment at the end. And do not worry, our session will be recorded and available in our video library afterwards for you to revisit anytime. And now I would love to introduce our expert guest, Francisco Opazo. Francisco is a true force in the global community building space. Francisco is a veteran community strategist and the founder of Led by Community, a global initiative empowering builders through events, courses, and peer support. He has worked with such top platforms as Circle, Bettermode, and BuddyBoss. And he's also the organizer of Community Week and Community-Led World Summit. Francisco brings over 14 years of experience helping organizations bring community ecosystems that scale with people, not just tools. Let's give some love to Francisco in the chat. And Francisco, I'm passing it on to you.
Thank you so much, Anna, for having me today. That was kind of an intro, so thank you for all the love. I'm just a community guy sharing love for what we do, as many of the attendees that we have today. I can see people joining from Brussels, also Boston, UK. So yeah, I'm really excited to share, what I have done today. I did kind of a special presentation. I try to make it less bored than usual, including lots of activities in the middle. So I'll do my best to deliver, what you are expecting today. I have been buzzing the last 2 months about this co-ownership idea, without honestly realizing that, even as led by community, a very small org community of practice, we have been doing lots and applying many principles related to co-ownership. Please note that co-ownership is not necessarily the same as co-creation, but we are going to touch that soon. So let me put this on, and we can start. I think that now you are going to see a link in the chat. This platform, where the one I am using to present today and to interact with you in real time, is named Scenes. It's part of the Butter product family. So you can just click that link and you should be able to see the same that I am sharing. And in a few slides, we are going to have a chance to interact and brainstorm together. All right. Let me know if that is working. Paola, just show me a heads up that the scenes is working correctly. Yes. Let me see if I can put myself a bit bigger. There you go. Let me see what we can do here. 1 second, please. Maybe that bigger. And we can do that. Probably that looks better. Perfect. All right, let's do it. So from members to co-owners, building communities everyone truly belongs to. Now, if you can help me, please let me know in one word, how would you describe your current community structure? What is your current community structure? So in my case, then we are going to start seeing the words and all that. One of I answered. So yes, then let me see what else we can do here. Okay. I just need to be sure that this is working as expected. Let me see. Oh, I should be showing a different link, maybe. I'm not sure. Let me see. Okay, well, okay, looks like it's working correctly. Whew, well, that's good. Okay, so just like to kind of warm up a bit about this topic that we are going to talk about. No, in one word, how would you describe your current community structure? No, we can see wild. Other one is member led. What's yours? Please, we are going to go back to this later, just to reflect, on how things are going these days. Okay, 10 seconds, 9 seconds. People powered, love it. People powered, love it. That's great. That's great. Early stage. Oh, wow. Networking community, early community, engaged community. Oh, that's fantastic. Yes. Now I think that there is a delay, like 10 seconds probably. That's why I'm getting the words just a bit. Yes. Catherine, if you can join the link, the Butter link, you can also participate and we can see informative. Catherine is mentioning right away. All right. I can see more people. Content heavy. Oh, wow. Wow. Exciting. Okay. So you can see every one of us has in mind something that identifies our own community. Like the community where we are most engaged, the community that we are facilitating or moderating. So that is mostly to put on your heads this idea of what you have, what you own, what you feel about your community. All right. Let's move on. Now, communities aren't built for spectators. They are built for collaborators. So a few people that try to be kind usually says, lurkers are really learners, right? But we don't want to have just passive learners. Likely, we need to find a way to turn these learners into contributors and to keep moving them up in this engagement ladder. We want them to own something inside the community. That is the best way to reach this level of co-ownership that will trigger an automatic increase in the member engagement and the life that this community will be flowing. So today we are going to go through a few ideas and a few principles that we can use to turn spectators in collaborators, or as we can see in the graphic, actually owners of different initiatives and elements or components from your community. This requires, I would say, lots of humbleness. We need to be willing to give away whatever we feel regarding authority that we might feel we have, to be able to transfer that authority, that potential degree of control towards members of the community. Let's see. Let's see how we can do that. All right. So first, we need to change our mindset. No, we need this why psychological ownership drives engagement. We need to understand, no, that when people understand that it's not the same participate, that owning something is going to trigger, no, many of these things. When our members feel that they own something, what is the automatic consequence? They show up more. They want to lead more. They care more. So the consequence or the benefits of co-ownership are huge for community management. But it requires that from the from the core team, from ourselves usually are the one leading that community. We need to, from the inner circle, start changing the shift. Everyone needs to understand that our members should own something inside the community. Now we are going to learn today which things are we able to give away as well. All right. So it's a dream, this idea that members can actually own something. No, I'm going to just do a clarification. No, a few examples today are from known communities, and actually they known because they have been running successful community programs. But we are using them today mostly to understand that running a bit of co-ownership also require a bit of resources. That is the trend that we are going to see across these principles, that to be able to empower members in our community, a certain degree, even a little of resources must be required to make it happen. No? So we have this first example. We are going to see 3 real examples, like in the first slides, to mostly go through this process faster. But the Figma community, the Friends of Figma, is a way where Power uses host events, workshops, and design jams like that happen in person, online. What happened? These members, these Friends of Figma, they share tips, templates, best practices, also inside the official Figma's community. Then these Friends of Figma are also recognized publicly and supported with resources. And what is the consequence, the value for Figma in this case? This helped grow Figma's user base through peer-led learning. So like without the whole customer education team of Figma leveraging content, they do, but the real education is happening in a peer-led or member-led format. So the Friends of Figma as a very good example to start. And then this is a big list of ideas, and also like how we could how could a contribution model could be turned into a co-ownership model. For instance, your member can just be commenting on a thread, or your member could be move on and turn or take over the co-ownership and facilitate a discussion series. A member could be in the contribution side just attending a webinar. On the other side, a member could be hosting a monthly session. For instance, today we have Anna. Anna is a member of Led by Community, but today she took ownership of this session and she's the one actually hosting it. Then the third, especially for customer community, SaaS brands or other communities of product, a member of the community could simply report a bug. But maybe other member that has moved on towards co-ownership could actually help the dev team prioritize bugs in a beta group. The same, sharing a help article is not the same as writing or updating documentation. Now you can see on this list, I cannot read the whole list because otherwise we'll be the whole day here, but it's different, like liking something, reacting to something, that co-creating content, guides, template, posts. You can see that co-creation is on this point is just a part of the whole co-ownership philosophy, the whole co-ownership framework. Then it's not the same attending a community AMA than be the one interviewing guests or recommending speakers. So these are a few ideas to start drawing a line between contribution that all communities have, and then when our members have moved towards co-ownership, the different level of commitment that they have. A few of us have been already implementing part of this, but today you're going to get maybe more ideas and reflect on different ways that we can make this happen. let's keep going with examples. We have also a special group of co-ownership named Notion Champions. How the Champions programs work? No, member leads onboarding events, and also they write templates. Even Notion last year released the official marketplace where all these champions can actually get paid for delivering templates. So these are trusted users who teach others via templates, events, content. They get visibility, early access, and direct links with the Notion team. People love this sense of exclusivity. Then the other is even these Notion champions can help onboard and support the wider community. And then act as local leaders, reducing pressure on the core team. Most of the meetups happening are led by Notion champions. Many. They have like a huge, I would say, fragmented global community. It's not like in one single place, right? Now, the next principle is clarity without hierarchy. So the key for co-ownership is more like a flat hierarchy. No? For instance, we can see a few examples of roles that we could create: peer guide, event host, beta tester, right? So we can create different roles without necessarily make one role feel that is superior or above in the chain than the other. In that way, every member who owns something feels in the same position inside the community. Of course, then we should set boundaries. No, what's open and what's still centralized. If you run a customer community, if you run a brand community or a product community or support community, there are a few things that you need to evaluate internally and define. You should draw what you could give away, right? Like sadly, let's say maybe a specific technical documentation must be delivered by the brand itself and not only by members. So of course there are certain scenarios where you need to define where is the line, what's still centralized, and what is possible to kind of push towards co-ownership. And then we need a clear structure. Do you remember the first questions today where we were sharing words? No, this is the key. No, we need to find ways. No, and we should find a way to enable members to lead. They should have freedom to lead something, a few programs, a few elements, components, part of what our community executes. Let's keep going. More examples. So last year in London, we received Rachel Silvano. She's community operations manager at Zapier. Well, I think that the right way to say it is Zapier. No, but she shared with us everything that she did with the AI community by Zapier. So the way that Zapier has empowered the experts is beautiful. On top of recognition inside the community, they have their own badge, and they can actually help people build automation, answer questions, even guide members with tutorials without any formal authority or titles. They are just premier Zapier experts. Now, an important note on this when we are building roles that can enable ownership inside the community is each role needs a clear scope. Likely this role has 5 expectations and 5 responsibilities. Perfect. Then another role, maybe this one only has 3 expectations, 2 responsibilities, and the frequency is monthly, the other one is weekly. So our members needs clarity on the scope for each role that we are going to create inside our community to empower them to help or to own more. Now, how we do that? Now, the next principle is recognizing and supporting emerging leaders. You need to always keep an eye in your community, not only people who are the most active posting is really the one helping more or the one more keen to take ownership or lead different initiatives. So that's why here it says, look for quiet leaders, those already helping others. Offer support, mentorship, micro stipends, role descriptions. And also something, the last point, this one, don't wait for raised hands. I feel that this is a big one. Even we have been victims of this mistake. Just, hey, who wants to help with this and that? We wait for people to raise hands. But many times when we are asking something, half of the community have missed the question. Half of the community has missed the announcement. So that's why we need to be proactive and keep an eye, maybe using any analytic tools that our community platform has, if it's available, or try to find a way to detect these people and not necessarily wait for them to raise the hand and say, hey, I want to take ownership of this and that. All right. The other bit is that we need to also empower decision making within our members. For instance, at Lead by Community, last year we early this year, we started a community advisory board. It's similar idea as member-led advisory board. So right now we have 10 people that once per quarter get together to be informed of things that we did in the past. Also, they learn which ideas or programs we want to run in the next quarter. In that way, we get feedback, ideas, and honestly, the last call I had was so beautiful. Like, I learned so much, and I got really encouraged by all the wisdom that I received from the community advisory board. Have you implemented one in your community? Honestly, it's a serious superpower that you can take advantage of. And then if you're planning changes in your community structure, in your community programs, in the way you handle things, try to get things voted. And if you want to change X or Y, try to see where your members can actually contribute with this decision-making process. And of course, beta councils always is as a way. It's similar idea, where if you want to test maybe a product feature before time, try to get people testing and learning before, right? In this case, just a quick mention of Duolingo. In this case, they are the ones working directly with the product team, all these super users, and helping them figure out what features should be rolled out first. So you can see the power of decision making is already transferred to the users. In the case of Duolingo, then it's true that it's a nice thing to kind of empower of members to take ownership of different programs and initiatives in our community. That will actually, at certain degree, relieve ourselves of certain workload, but you want to keep an eye to avoid any burnout or power vacuums, how we are just expressing here. Because from leaders, they could be just be dropping everything. So you need to keep an eye, offer guidance, not control. It's not the same. No, they are not puppets, right? They need guidance. And then what is a good practice is rotate roles. Let's say, hey, this role is available. Sorry, this role is available for a quarter or 4 months, and then you can decide if you want to reapply to join again. But other members have also the opportunity to take on this role, this change. And even though maybe the agreement to take on something or to own something could be 90 days, you want to check often, maybe every 2 weeks. How is everything going? Do you need any support, any help, any assistance? So we want to pass part of the keys, but you want to be doing continuous check of the engine to understand how it's really going, how it's working. Then also it's good to have in mind a few rituals or ideas that can sustain this idea of co-ownership. For instance, monthly co-planning calls, public retrospectives. How we can do that? Do you have any idea? Have you done any public retrospective with your community? Hey, we have review everything we did the last quarter, and the wins are this and that, and we noticed that we could have done better this and that. So that level of transparency is really encouraging the rest of the community to own something, because they can realize, oh, if I could take over and help with this, maybe things could have been better the last quarter, and so on, right? And of course, because now we have members empowered and delivering beautiful programs and supporting different initiatives, we should also celebrate all these wins. Whoever has done contributed in a way deserves praise. Please praise genuinely your members, like very kind praise. They deserve that. Okay. Now, I got an activity for you. Let's try to make it happen. All right. Let's try to make it happen. So if you go back to the, maybe Paola wants to share the link again. I can see a few people join later, but we are using butter scenes. If you join this link that Paola has posted, you can see the same as I do. And now if you just click, no, if you just click anywhere here, you can actually start creating a note. Let me click again. It says add your thoughts. Now I have added a note here with the instructions. Likely you can see it as well. This is the instruction. Sketch out your own version of a ladder, an engagement ladder. And there is an example here. So someone in your community join, then participate, then contribute, then lead something, and they shape decisions. The goal of this exercise, hey, hello. The goal of this exercise is make the journey to co-ownership visible and achievable in your community. So can you come up with a few ideas? No? What? This is a ladder. No? In this case, this one has 5 steps. How we could create our own version. No? You can just type, no? And add your note here. And let's see if we can come up with a few examples. All right. So I'm going to create, in the meantime, another note and another example. So engagement, member, engagement ladder. I'm going to, for led by community. I'm going to use our own example. So we have members, and then we have then posting questions to solve a challenge, then commenting, sharing insights. Can you see the steps, the process of the member participation engagement? And then maybe, for instance, someone wants to volunteer to host an event. Maybe someone wants to volunteer to run a local chapter. Does this make sense? Now, can you see like the evolution, the gradual evolution of this ladder? How the first time that someone is just a member, this member has just joined, and gradually start to go through that engagement ladder. First, asking questions to solve their own problems. Then someone has problems and this person is helping them with their own experience. Then they decide to maybe move up on the ladder and taking control, like Anna did today, and hosting an event or facilitating or moderating a panel, right? And then we can have also other people that has gone even further and they want to even actually, I want to run and get community builders together with a local chapter. To be honest, for SaaS or customer communities or support communities, this is not much different. Like I have seen lots of the times this happening. We have like meetups happening in different cities, for SaaS companies. So it's not something that is new or that is a dream. No, the Tableau community, for instance, is active everywhere. We have seen also the Amplitude community doing meetups. So I would say this is one way, where we can see an engagement ladder moving up. Okay. Perfect. And then let's keep going. Now, the question here is, what roles already exist or could exist to support community and moderation? This is a question for you. Now, in your current community, what roles already exist or could exist to support community and moderation? And here in the instructions, we can see, again, an example. So the exercise is list 3 to 5 micro roles that would help distribute trust and responsibility. Examples: we could have in the community a welcome buddy. Whoever someone's introduced themselves or noticed that has joined, this member could be the one saying, "Hey, I noticed you joined. Hey, I'm happy that you joined. You know that also Peter and Zara are in the same industry, so maybe you want to get in touch or get connected. I can do an intro if you want. This is the welcome buddy." Then peer support guide. No, maybe someone is lost. It's not clear where certain resources are. Maybe this member, no, can you see also like there is a bit of commitment per role, and it's a clear scope. Welcome buddy, peer support guide. Then there is a content curator. Maybe someone is always keeping an eye on the new trends, and also how others are taking advantage of certain tools. And that person can be the one sharing, "Hey, this is the latest tutorial I have seen, and how to use Canva, how to use this, how to use that." Then also even like simple as note taker. We have today online AI note takers, but certain events are intimate. Like in this case, we are not able to take notes automatically because the platform doesn't have yet that technology. But maybe someone could be taking specific notes. Hey, these are the takeaways of this and that, right? Then also someone could be the guardian or the one moderating a specific Slack channel in case that your community is running on Slack, but could be the same for a space or a group, no, depending on the platform that you are using. The principles apply on the same way. Now, the goal, no, is understand what is the name of the role, what is the goal of the role, and what success look like. Okay, we should spend some time trying to create this. That's the goal. All right, so these are example roles. Now I'm going to use these roles to complete this exercise. Okay, so I'm going to put here welcome buddy, and then role scope, at least 3, right? So welcome every new member. Then check if there are members within the same area or similar interests and offer an intro to the new member. So we have number 1 here. Then we have number 2. And then number 1, 3. If new member does not seem active, offer a coffee chat. 15 mean call. Imagine this is the whole scope of what this member could do, right? And this is the role, welcome buddy. We have it here. This is the scope, welcome buddy. And then now we can create another peer support guide or content curator. Let's go for content curator. Content curator. Now, these are only examples of potential roles. Like you can come up with your own names, your own convention for these things. But the main point today is figure out roles that can have certain responsibilities or expectations, and then we can encourage our members to actually take on the role, right? That's the idea. That's the empowerment process. But we have learned today that we need clear scopes for them. Should not be like something messy, not clear, because could be even overwhelming. Oh, I am actually acting as a body role, or I'm just a content curator, or I'm a bit of everything. So because then we want to praise, to reinforce if they have achieved certain goals, executing and performing their role. That's why it's important to have a clear scope. Content curator, check number 1. I'm going just to do this one. Check news and trends related to the topic of the community. Number 2, Then check for new tutorials or guides that are relevant to our members. And third, write a recap of a resource and share that with the community. So you can see different within the same role, that person can have different opportunities to contribute. No, so it's not locked in one single task. No, we want to create a role that has some flexibility, but that stay within the kingdom of content curator. Then we have content curator here. No, are you able to create any new role for your community right now? Do you want to try it out? Create a note, put a name for your role, and try to create at least 3 responsibilities for that role. Can we try to make this challenge together? Let's try to make a challenge together. Who is king? Who is king? You can create one of the potential roles that your members could take on and just add 3 responsibilities. Okay, this is for you. Let me try. This is for you. I'll give you a few minutes. Oh, I can see event manager. Nice. I can see event manager happening. Find location, theme, promote. Simple as that. Love it. Perfect, Anna. Well done. Perfect. You have moderator. Nice. Which responsibilities we could add to the moderator role, Lisa? What do you think? All right. I can see role fundraiser. Love it. Goal 1, raise funds for events, members' well-being. Number 2, relationship management. Nice. That's great. Perfect. That's the idea. Yeah. I love it. Thank you for participating. I know that you don't come today to do homework, but that's the goal. That's the idea. All right. Let's move on. The final activity is your first shared decision. Okay. Let's see. This is what it's about. What's one decision you could share with members this month? Examples: vote on your next event topic, let members shape the onboarding journey, form a small feedback council, co-create contributor guidelines. No? Can you try to do this? To share in one of the cards, what's one decision you could share with members this month? Let's try to do it. So, for instance, event speakers, event guest speakers. In our case, we did already this one, no? So, and actually I met a few of the speakers recommended, and they are speaking with us in the next couple of months. Allow members to recommend speakers for our upcoming events. Here there is one, Christine. Where should we have our next live regional meetup? Yeah, love it. Exactly. The goal is just let them choose, let them decide, give them some power to decide. That's the goal. Any other decisions that we could share? I would say, what are the best times to run our networking event? No, things like that. Can you see how simple it is? It's like small details, but every time that we allow them to decide or to have the power to decide into something, we are building up this co-ownership framework and allowing them to do more and more. All right. We are on time, so I'm going to go for the final activity. This is an open question. Okay. I can see Tom with a few comments. With members, activity and co-creating. Nice. Perfect. Yeah, it's a long list. Tom Vander or I don't know how to pronounce all that, but Vandenduren. Another perspective, Tom says, thank you for sharing, Tom. I'm going to read out because it's interesting. Another perspective on community co-ownership is to look at both sides of the ownership coin. One, taking ownership, share accountability with members, actively contributing and co-creating, filling in specific roles, etc. Versus gaining ownership, share distributed ownership with members, getting an emotional, social governance, financial stake. Ideally, both are connected. The more you take, the more you gain. Sounds great. Sounds great. So now let's put a challenge on you. Now, the final question for me today is, what's one co-ownership experiment that you'll try this month? This month means May. What is one? So I'm trying the experiment to allow one of my members to lead the community operations. This is one. No, and then this is an example. Do you have any ideas, any experiments that you want to try? Let's try. We have Christine, Sean, Simone, Catherine, Christine, Anna, Lisa, Jess, Kiki, Tom. What experiments? Let's just put a challenge. It's an experiment. It doesn't need to be perfect, right? For instance, we are allowing, at Led by Community this month, we are allowing our members to lead the mentorship program that we are going to launch next week. That's a big one. It involves 370 members that Led by Community has these days. So it's a big take that they are willing to do. Lisa is sharing, ask my members what topic they like to read more content about. That's great. Yes, one second. All right. I think that this one is important. We are going to keep adding. I'm going to wait 1 minute before we switch. 1 second. Anna says, allow members to recruit other members. Yeah, I like that. It's good. Annika is still writing. It's a bit of suspense. Christine is scribbling wildly. Book club, love it. So is the goal to allow members to lead the book club? Is kind of that the idea? Anika says, ask my community to host a recurring meeting I initiated at their place and share. Nice, perfect. Can you see there is no very really like big, like rocket science to start building this co-ownership idea with your community. All right. I'm going to stop here because I think we have brainstormed enough. I'm going to stop the slides as well. I'm going to bring Anna back. There you go. Anna.
Hi, I'm back.
Yes, that was the idea today, mostly to share first the principles, a few successful examples, and then try to just get our members or attendees today reflecting a bit on small things that can be implemented even during the next month to start empowering our members and doing this co-ownership. I feel that is essential to build successful communities these days. So yeah, that was me today, Anna. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Francisco. I made tons of notes. I don't know about you guys, but I found this extremely insightful and very informative. If you feel the same way, please do share some love for our Francisco Opazo here. Maybe you could also share what you just learned from the session. And while you're doing this, let's take some questions. Okay.
Awesome.
Akash asked the question, Francisco, I was wondering, how do you scale co-ownership in diverse communities while keeping the vision clear and avoiding chaos from too many directions?
Beautiful question. So I think that the big lesson, and one of the principles we learned today is define a clear scope. That is the key to prevent chaos. if different roles that we have, these micro roles that we have created to empower of members, have a clear scope, let's say 3 responsibilities, clear expectations, then likely the chaos will be less. So I think that is that is essential. No, and then also I feel that because this could be for many communities an experiment. Likely we should start baby steps. Maybe create 2 roles to kick off the idea of co-ownership, and then see how these roles evolve, how the roles perform, and after that we can start adding new roles to the mix. So we should be like always cautious and plan ahead to have a certain degree of measurement, to have also resources to check in the people who take on the roles and so on.
Wonderful. I think Akash had one more question. How can we celebrate and reward meaningful co-ownership without creating an inner circle that unintentionally excludes others?
How can we celebrate and reward meaningful co-ownership without creating an inner circle that unintentionally include others? Oh wow, that's a very deep question. I think that today another principle that we saw was about celebrating member wins, and those wins are not restricted to those that are taking more ownership. No, it's about everyone. So if we are aware of any small win of our members, probably that will be like a smart way to keep everyone feeling praised. uh, I would say also it depends each member's circumstances. Sometimes we have members that have a lot of responsibilities out of regular work. Let's say they have kids, or they are looking after a family member, things like that, and they have less time available to spend in volunteering. Simple as that. So it's not that they will feel less important as member because their circumstances doesn't allow them to help more. It's just about it's about just like also each member can analyze their own circumstances to see how much they can take on, because also whatever role they take, it will be, I don't know, maybe 1 hour per week at least, to think about it, what to do, how to do it, and then leverage. So I feel that there is a potential risk of inner circle, but I would not say that this is an issue at all. Like, it's mostly like people who has the circumstances to help more, but they are not your favorites or something like that. It's simply that they have more circumstances to support. That's it. Yeah.
Elisa just commented, she said she loves this question from Akash, and there is a danger of allowing too much perceived ownership to the level of entitlement. Could you comment on
Yeah,
that?
yeah. I think that Lisa is right. No, we learned today that the big value in shaping these roles is that there is no hierarchy, right? It's not like because this person has a role, he's a boss or own something over the rest of the members. He owns a role to deliver a task, a responsibility. But we learned that the principle is keep the hierarchy flat when we create additional roles for members to contribute. So I think that can help Lisa, with this idea. No, it's not entitlement. It's actually work that these members are taking on. No, and then we should state clearly that they are not bosses of anything. They are owning something valuable for the rest of the community. I feel that the way we frame this can help, and to prevent any entitlement or something like that. Yes. But yeah, Lisa's point is totally valid. Yeah, love it.
I do have a question too.
Oh, nice. Go for it.
So actually, how do we encourage members to stay consistent with their co-ownership and responsibilities? Is there a way?
Well, we learned today one of the principles was that these roles need time frame. So I think that if we keep these roles tight in time, let's say we can do a test. Hey, 90 days. I would say it's a healthy time for any of these roles, 90 days. And then we learned also that we need to do check-ins, every 2 weeks to keep an eye how it's going. I would say if they feel that you really care for what they're doing with these check-ins, and they also receive support and mostly reassurance from our side that what they keep going and delivering is valuable for the community. Likely, no, that will help them with the consistency. There are many ways, no. In our case, for instance, we have a small space with almost 30 members that are the communiteers. No, they are kind of the volunteers. They don't own directly something. They have decided to help more, no. So what we do in our case, in this case, Paola is actually the one doing it. When we are doing our planning for monthly events, no, we plan ahead usually 3 months, and so we have, I don't know, 6 events planned. Then we say, hey, we post in that group where all the communiteers are and say, hey, these are all upcoming events. Who actually wants to own and host something? And they, take the initiative and go and kind of claim what they want to do. So I like that lots. No, we could also plan on different ways, but I feel that when you put the work on the table, anyone can get a piece. But because they want to, and maybe in this right time they have the opportunity to do it, the circumstances, I feel that is really encouraging and also empowering for them.
Right. Well, thank you so much. We do have a couple more minutes to take 1 or 2 questions. If you guys have any questions, this is a great opportunity for you to ask Francisco directly. Let's see.
Let's bring
Please
Paola.
do not hesitate. Ask as many questions as you can. Or at least share some love.
Yeah. Good to see you, Argenis. Good to see you. All right.
Francisco, I love how you actually brought up that wonderful insight saying that there has to be defined responsibilities. I think this is very important, especially if you want to give more co-ownership to other members. Not every member wants to be actively involved, but once you define those boundaries, people have clear understanding of expectations, what we're looking
100%.
for.
Yeah, 100%. There is no other way. Yeah.
All right.
So I think we are good. We did the best today trying to share this idea of co-ownership. I am also speaking in there is a conference, All Things Moderation, that Vanessa Pike is running in May. And I will be also buzzing about the co-ownership idea as a moderation strategy. So stay tuned. If you're not aware, maybe I can share the image. Let me see if I can find it. So people can actually of moderation. Yeah, moderation. No, moderation. Oh yes, I can find it here. Dun, dun. This one. I'm going to show it because probably it's not a bad idea for the rest of the people here. This one. Okay. So this one is happening also in mid of this month. So if anyone wants to have a look, you're also welcome.
Is there a way how we can share this link in the chat?
Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, we can share also in the replay. No problem.
Awesome.
Okay.
Well, let me know when we are ready for the closing part. We do have, I believe, about 3 minutes.
Okay. Awesome. I think we are good. Let's do it.
All right. Well, thank you so much to everyone for joining us today and listening to this session. And of course, many thanks to Francisco Opazo. This was actually very powerful. I think this is a wonderful strategy that needs to be used by every community builder and strategist if they want their communities to flourish. Your tips were actually very, very insightful and inspiring. To connect with Francisco, please click on the link, which is going to be provided in the chat box. It is Francisco's LinkedIn page. Make sure to follow him. And if you were inspired by our today's session, please do not stop here. Join us inside Led by Community platform and connect with other community builders, share ideas, and access exclusive and inclusive content. And once again, just a quick reminder that we're going to have wonderful events May 7th, May 13th, May 15th, and London Community Week on July 8th through July 11th. Our event calendar link is going to be shared once again in our community chat box. And thank you all so much for joining us today. Please keep
Woohoo! Nice. Thank
questions,
you.
build meaningful connections, and showing your contributions and communication in your communities. See you all next time at our Talks and Pros. I was Anna Nightingale, your host, Francisco Opazo, and Paula to support you today. Thank you. See you next time.
Bye bye.